All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the Skandor Akbar Tribute Radio Show, and on the line with us right now, we have Alex the Pug Porteau. Alex, how are you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Man, could be doing better. Of course, we are here celebrating the life that was General Skandor Akbar, and you had the chance to work with him, so we've got some questions for you. So if you don't mind, let's go ahead and get started.
Hey, no doubt, man. Let's rock and roll.
Being that you got to work with Skandor Akbar, what do you think that he wants the fans to remember most about him?
Well, I think if Skandor Akbar had anything to say at the last moment of his death, he would want you to know that his character was totally not him. He was born and raised in Texas, Vernon, Texas, and he was a real genuine gentleman outside the ring. When he put on his headdress and stepped out that locker room door, he was totally in character. And there's a very, very few, but they are rare. There are some out-of-character interviews that he's done, and there might be some on YouTube. But I think Akbar would just want people to know that he was truly a gentleman.
Yeah. Now, what are you personally going to miss most about him, and what are some of your fondest memories of working with him?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but General Skandor Akbar gave me my first break in Dallas, Texas in 1987. They were actually over in Shreveport, Louisiana, doing a show back when it was World Class Championship Wrestling. And I had presented a tape to him of a couple of local matches I had in Louisiana, and he gave me my first break in Dallas. So he did a lot for me in this business, and he actually got me booked out in Puerto Rico in 1991. So I'm going to miss just him himself. You know, I mean, I wasn't able to make it to the memorial. It was a tough day for me Tuesday. I know a lot of the boys made it out to Wichita Falls. I'm just going to miss him in general. I did see him back at the Texas Shootout last February and said hello to him and spoke with him briefly. He did not look good then, but I'm happy he was able to make it to Charlotte a couple of weeks ago for the NWA Legends Fest. I know there were several guys that he did not get to see for many, many years, and I know that was a good closure to him. But maybe I'm rambling on a little bit there, but I'm just going to miss him in general as a whole. He's just good people all the way around.
Now, if you were to write a book about his life, what would the title be?
I would title that probably General Skandor Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
One of the top best heels in this in the business.
I would agree with you. I actually saw a video that wasn't done too far long ago that he did in Texas for a company called IHW, where they did a WCCW tribute show, and for his age, he was still cutting the great promos.
Right. Yeah, he was. And one thing about Akbar is if you look at his career, he was never a babyface, and he kept that character intact, and he wasn't going to let anybody put that in a direction that was going to hurt it. You know, he was always been a heel, and that's what made him very famous. A lot of guys go back and forth. J.J. Dillon, Jim Cornette, Paul Ellering, a lot of those guys did babyface roles too throughout their career. And General Skandor Akbar was a heel from day one, and he was a heel all the way up until last Tuesday. So I'm sure he's the babyface in heaven right now, though, enjoying the being side of Jesus Christ right now.
Mm-hmm. Up in the big ring in the sky for sure. Now, my co-host Andrew Carlick has a few questions, so Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Alex. What do you think that Skandor Akbar, or Ak, as he was known in some circles, would want his fans to know the most about him?
Well, I'm going to reiterate what I said a while ago. I just think that he rarely had the opportunity to show people the real him. He was always in character. That was real important for him. He's very, very old school, and that was the problem with this. That is the problem with this business now. Is everybody is smartened up now because they do not see the same person they see in the ring when they see him at the airport or see him at the mall or see him at the hotel or grab him on a car. You have got to stay in character in this business if you want it to be believable. And I think overall, if anybody wanted to if Akbar wanted anybody to know anything about him, is that he was a genuine father, uncle, brother, and just a good people all the way around. That's what he was, and I think it's what he would like people to know.
Okay. Now, what kind of an impact did Akbar leave on the people that are around him, the other boys and people like that?
Well, Akbar, he showed you he showed you what kayfabe meant in business. He showed you how to live a character. He showed you how to live on the road. He showed you with patience and kindness and gentleness and self-control. He had all those characters. And he showed you how to live on the road. He showed you how to save your money. He showed you who to communicate with and who not to, who to associate with, who not to, when to kayfabe, when not to kayfabe. You're talking about somebody who's an NWA three-time legend and started in this business in 1964, over 40 years almost, So Akbar brought a lot to the table for this business, and he was well respected throughout, and he saved 90% of his money, so he didn't need to stay in this business to gain wealth or to for any type of money issues, because he put his money away, and that was why he was able to stay in Dallas, Texas for the last 40 years, because he saved every dime he made,
And it certainly sounds like he was the epitome of old school, you can say. What's one of your favorite out-of-the-ring stories about Akbar that you can share with our listeners?
Akbar and I were very, very close, like many other guys were with him. And I'll tell you a funny story. Gosh, there's so many of them out there. But a funny story. It was kind of the joke was on me, really, but I was on the phone. I was in Houston, Texas. I was like 18 years old, maybe 19 years old in 91. And I'm on the phone with Akbar in Puerto Rico, and I'm in Houston. And he said, Alex, I might have you a spot out here in Puerto Rico, I said, well, that's great, Akbar. Listen, what interstate do I take out of Miami? And he giggled and laughed. I mean, he must have laughed 5 minutes. He said, no, Alex, you got to get on an airplane, son, to get out here. But that was just one of our fun times together. And, of course, we had many stories on the road. I had the honor to ride with him and Bronco Lubitsch a few places, when I was out in Texas in the early 90s. But so many stories. He was a big football fan and college football, and he loved the Longhorns. So everywhere you went, you heard about that and all the records and stats and, players. And he knew those like the back of his hand.
I can definitely picture him saying that, just with that gruff voice of his. What do you feel is Skandor Akbar's true passion in life outside of the wrestling business?
That's really hard to say, because I don't think anybody really knew him in that direction to really put a pinpoint on that. I don't think there was anything outside of wrestling for Akbar. I mean, it's all he knew. I think that he genuinely cared about this business enough to bring other generations in and take care of them, whether it be at his school, pro wrestling school in Dallas, or bringing them in from other places. This sport was everything to him, you know, and that's why he worked up until the day he died. You know, his last show was at Wrecking Ball Wrestling, and they're in Texas, in Dallas, on the 15th. You know, the NWA Legends was on the 7th, and I believe he made his last appearance with Matt Bourne on the 15th there. Outside of his business, I think he was just a football nut. You know, he loved football. You know, college football was a big thing to him.
Well, Alex, I want to thank you for joining us and taking time out to share some memories with our listeners.
It sounds good, man, and I appreciate you guys calling me and including me in. It's an honor to be on your program, and we're going to miss Akbar, and may he rest in peace, and along with several other big boys that have passed along. So, but until next time, we'll talk again, okay?
Sounds good, man. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right, gentlemen, take it easy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.